This is what happens when gravity doubles. Without warning, without mercy, on a quiet morning walk. 45 seconds. That's all the time there is. This is Proxy, alone, walking, completely unaware that in 45 seconds, the universe will try to crush it. The countdown begins now. 30 seconds. Proxy passes a fire hydrant, pauses, checks its wristband. The biometrics are normal. 1G, no warnings, no alerts. 10 seconds. The universe gives no warning. The fundamental constants of physics do not send alerts. 0. Gravity doubles 2Gs instantly, without transition, without mercy. The body that weighed 170 pounds now weighs 340. Instantly. The spine does not have time to adjust. The knees do not have time to brace. The body simply folds. Proxy hits the ground. At 2Gs, a fall from standing height hits with the force of a fall from twice the height. The concrete does not forgive. The spine compresses. Each vertebra experiences double the load it was designed for. The discs between the bones begin to flatten. The heart, a muscle designed for 1G, now must pump blood that weighs twice as much. Each beat is a battle against physics. The lungs collapse slightly. The diaphragm cannot lift double-weighted organs. The body is suffocating not from lack of air, but from lack of strength. Around Proxy, the world is also failing. A mailbox buckles at its base. Its metal post folds like paper under its own weight. A parked car sinks onto its rims. The tires cannot hold the new weight. Rubber meets rim. Rim meets asphalt. Tree branches, once reaching for the sky, now point to the ground. Some snap. The sound is like gunshots in the quiet morning. Proxy tries to lift its head. The neck muscles strain against 2Gs. The simple act of looking forward becomes a monumental effort. 30 seconds into double gravity. The body is failing system by system, but the mind is still aware, still processing, still experiencing the slow, beautiful catastrophe. The bones begin to microfracture, not from impact, from sustained pressure. The femur develops hairline cracks along its length. The body hears itself breaking. The arms give out. Proxy collapses fully to the ground. The chest presses against the concrete. The full weight of a doubled body crushes the ribcage against the unyielding surface. 45 seconds into the event, a house in the distance groans. Its roof, designed for 1G, begins to buckle inward. Power lines snap. The increased weight of the cables exceeds their tensile strength. Sparks fly. The grid begins to die. Proxy's consciousness begins to fade. Oxygen is not reaching the brain. The doubled weight of blood makes circulation nearly impossible. The mind is drowning inside the body. At the 60-second mark, the experiment ends. Gravity returns to 1G. As suddenly as it arrived, the force releases its grip on the world. Proxy does not stand up. The damage is done. The microfractures remain. The compressed spine does not immediately rebound. The body has been fundamentally altered by 60 seconds of doubled existence. Slowly, painfully, Proxy rises, first to hands and knees, then to a kneeling position, then, with a Herculean effort, to standing. The body is broken, but it stands. The neighborhood is unrecognizable. Broken branches, collapsed mailboxes, cars on their rims, a house with a caved-in roof. The quiet street has become a disaster zone. Proxy looks down at its own hands. The glossy surface is cracked, scratched, dusted with concrete. The hands of someone who just survived the impossible. It turns, slowly, painfully, and begins to walk. One step, then another. The walk continues. Because the walk must continue. In the observation void, the data from the experiment is collected. The gravity event lasted 60 seconds. The damage to Proxy was extensive. The data will be studied. The Proxy will be rebuilt. The question was not whether gravity could double. The question was what happens to a body designed for one world when that world suddenly demands twice as much. A new Proxy steps forward in the observation void. Identical? Pristine? Ready? But this one pauses. It looks at the portal. And, for the first time, there is the slightest hesitation, because somewhere in the data, somewhere in the memory of what it feels like to be crushed by your own weight, something has been learned. And learning changes everything. What if gravity doubled while you were walking alone? Now you know. But there are other questions, other forces, other impossible mornings waiting to be explored. Proxy. New video every week. Subscribe and tell us, what everyday moment should we break next?